Dr. Ben Carson was a political outsider who shook up the election before dropping out. He recently and surprisingly surprised a lot of people by endorsing fellow outsider Donald Trump. Please welcome to Hot Topics, Dr. Ben Carson. Hey. So I'm sure you get this question a lot, but why did you endorse Donald Trump?
Well, you know, when I dropped out, my first choice went with me. But I said that.
It was you,
I was going to remain neutral. But then I realized that, the political establishment was aligning to protect their turf. And they don't like the ideal of people who are not beholden to them and who cannot be controlled coming into Washington, D.C. And that was one of the reasons they didn't like me very much, but I was easier to get rid of than Donald Trump.
Sir, I hate to ask this question, but you have aligned yourself with the man who has bashed women, made countless racist remarks, and you're Ben Carson. Why would you align yourself with that?
Well, you have to look at the good and the bad. There is no perfect person.
No, I know that.
But you look at when Donald Trump first went down to Palm Beach area, and a lot of the clubs down there would not accept Jews and blacks. He insisted on Jews and blacks and helped to break that open. So has he said some things that I wouldn't say or that you wouldn't say? Of course.
But he was also sued by the Justice Department in the 70s for not allowing black tenants into his properties, and he settled with the Justice Department, even though he didn't admit any liability, any wrongdoing. It's very clear to those of us in the law that that means that there was something amiss, and it was a significant consent decree. So the notion that he is a fan of the African-American community, I think is
well, I will put it this way. I have met a lot of his employees, including African-Americans, and they have nothing but good things to say. Somebody who's hired as many people as he has hired, and you can find very few people who have anything negative to say.
Well, what about
and then you have to look at his family. I always say one of the ways that you measure a person is looking at their children. And how do their children act?
One's a big game hunter. I'm not thrilled with that.
Well, I mean, that's your privilege. But the fact of the matter is, they have been raised very well. They're very respectful. And, I look at a lot of kids who come from very wealthy families, and I am appalled at what I see. So there is no perfect person, but what I think is really the worst thing that threatens our nation right now is a political class, a ruling class, and they are so threatened by anybody who is not beholden to them, they will do virtually anything. And I think that's what's likely to destroy.
You can say that till the cows come home, sir. This guy is, I'm sorry, he's a racist, and he's not good for the country.
Also, didn't she work for Donald Trump multiple times in the past?
Yeah, she performed at his club.
Was he racist then?
It's a great question.
Was he racist when all the rappers rapped about him? Was he racist whenever Jesse Jackson was rocking with him?
Look, watch how Ben Carson absolutely obliterates. They're all gonna ask him something, and he's going to shut down every single thing that they say. And I do find it funny, and we've been watching it. Now that X is a thing, we've been seeing all the corruptions and how all the politicians do just work together. So this video right here, Ben Carson does look way younger than
he looks extremely young.
But this video right here also proves, I feel like, why people voted for Donald Trump. The government was all in cahoots.
Yeah, he was an outsider. He didn't have a political agenda. He wasn't a politician.
Like, they have Democrats and Republicans sometimes siding on things just to get some bullshit passed, or just so they can keep making this corruption continue. Why would they want somebody that they can't control in the office?
They wouldn't.
Like, and they know that he's so powerful, and they do all these things to backlash him. They went to as far as calling him literally Hitler. Like, why would people even buy into that shit? That's how dumb people are. That's how dumb they are.
Brainwashed and emotional, and they just believe the things that people who are more influential than them tell them. You know, remember we saw, I forgot who was, but the black politician, the celebrity, or the black pastor, and the celebrity. When all three of them are saying vote Democrat, they're going to vote Democrat every single time. That's just what they do.
Yeah, this is around the time where the narratives of him or the perception of him started to switch in the media because they didn't want him to win. Like, and I think that goes back to what Ben Carson started with. The establishment doesn't like people who don't bow down to them and cower. He said, and I was easier to get rid of, but he's not.
I'm sorry, he's a racist, and he's not good for the country.
What's the alternative?
And I'm sorry, I don't
Where's the
understand.
fact?
He's not said
Where's the
about
fact?
What about
the white supremacists. He hasn't really said to them, hey, listen, that's not what America stands for. He said, you know, it's too much. You're Ben Carson. You're so much better than this.
Well, I am Ben Carson. And that's the very reason I'm doing this, is because I look at the big picture. Could I focus only on racial issues? Absolutely. Could I focus only on women's issues? Absolutely. I could look at any one little thing and pick anybody apart on it. But right now, the nature of our country is at stake. We are on the precipice.
Exactly what we're
and
worried about.
we are determining what kind of nation we're going to be. Are we going to be a nation that's upformed by the people or upformed by the government? This is a choice that we are making right now.
Okay, if you're going to overlook what he says about women, if you're going to overlook what he says about African Americans, what about what he said about you? He basically said that you had a pathological disease. Wait a minute. Hold on. He even compared you to a child molester. Come on.
Well,
it could be personal, even.
If it were about me, I would be offended. But it's about America. We have to save this nation. That is what's
But he's
important.
a liar. Unless you say that you're a child molester, he's a liar. Do you want a liar for the presidency?
Tell me a politician who doesn't tell lies.
Abraham Lincoln. I don't know.
A current day
but
politician.
the lying that he does is continuous. It's on a regular basis.
Well, again,
Fact check goes berserk when he talks. He's got a long Pinocchio nose.
What I have to do is look at who is most likely to oppose the ruling class that is ruining our country.
Yeah, well,
who is likely?
He's in the ruling class.
Who is likely?
He is the ruling class.
He said that there would be room for you in his cabinet, in his administration. Did he make any promises to you, and is that behind your endorsement?
No, not at all. And in fact, you know, we agreed that we want to save this nation, particularly for the next generation, and talked about a variety of ways to do it. I'm continuing to work on mechanisms of presenting ladders of opportunity that will allow the downtrodden in our society to climb out of the state of dependency. Right now, the programs that have been put forth by both Democrats and Republicans for the last few decades are doing nothing but creating more dependency. We've gone from a can-do nation to a what can you do for me nation. It's not a good thing, and it's not helping America, and it's not helping the world.
Let me ask you this, Dr. Carson, and we know each other. I will say my husband went to Hopkins Medical School, and you and your wife and your family were always so gracious to us by inviting us into your home many times, fellowship, dinner. And so I know you are a man of family values. What do you make of the fact that Donald Trump just yesterday is attacking Ted Cruz's wife based on her looks?
Look, I do
and
not
has attacked other women.
I do not condone any of that. I don't condone it from anybody.
But you've endorsed him. Isn't that implicit in that endorsement?
No.
Aren't you endorsing his behavior?
Is not an endorsement of anything that anybody has said or done throughout their lives. The reason, again, that I'm endorsing him is because I recognize that we are heading down the exact same path that we have been on all along. These political types are...
In today's time, do y'all know what Zoran Mondani just did in New York?
With the socialism?
With the AC.
With the AC, yeah.
Well, that makes sense. It's for the power grid.
But that's communist behavior.
Not really. They're just trying to keep the power grid from going out.
They're trying to tell you.
It's more so a suggestion rather than them telling you, because they can't enforce what they're doing in your homes. To me, it's not that big a deal.
No, it's a very big deal to me, because if they were in power, if he had more power, if we have communists like that in power, they could tell you, you have to put your AC on this. And that is extremely crazy to me.
Well, it's more so just suggesting to protect the power grid. I don't think it's that crazy. He'll never get more power because he's a Muslim and born in, where's he born? Uganda? He'll never be anything more than a mayor.
My brother is in, I don't know, somewhere in Europe right now. And
they do that there.
That whole entire city.
They don't have AC over there.
They don't have AC.
Awful.
That is a problem.
Their elected officials were blaming the U.S. for their heat wave.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I say. Over climate change.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
So it's the green energy scam. That's what they're doing. That's the same thing Mondami and them are doing. That is communism to me. That is crazy. You're not about to tell me what air I'm gonna put on in my house that I'm paying the bill for.
If it was up to Zorhan, we would have no freaking AC.
Yeah. If he was the president, that's what I'm saying.
Now, I'm going to be real. The events I've went to, guys, we've been on a conservative, we've been going to conservative events and stuff like that. The people that I see there and the young people, even Gen Z, I have never seen so many people involved and excited about one thing. I'm going to be real. People on the left, when we see the DNC and shit, the people aren't freaking serious. They're all pointing the finger at Donald Trump, which they just did right here. They're always finding a problem with something. One thing. Oh, I want climate change. Oh, I hate Elon Musk. They're just pointing at one thing. Oh, Donald Trump's a racist, so I'm a Democrat. Bro, you can't do that. I don't care. That's why the best thing is nobody can agree with everything Donald Trump does. But he has the most power.
Well,
and he's the only person that they can't control. So, could be possibly other people. But he had the most clout. So the best thing to do is, I'm not going to endorse this other person that they can't control. I'm going to endorse the person that has the most clout that they also can't control. It's not about, Donald Trump's just the best person ever to be in office. But if he's the number one option, we have to pick him other than picking these freaking Zorhan Mondami people.
Yeah, I think that you don't have to love Trump, but if you just look at the Republican Party versus the Democratic Party, you look at what core values align with you better and what policies are they going to put in place. And I think that a lot of Christian values side more with the right than the left. The left tries to literally legalize and to push and to promote very sinful things. The trans things on kids and all that, I will never get over that. They say that's not a big issue, but it is a big issue to me because it shows me how you think. And we are on different stratospheres if you think that is okay.
One more thing though. And Donald Trump just gets on stage and says, I'm going to eliminate that. He tells the people what they want to hear. That's it. Nobody said he can debate
the
like
border.
Ben Carson. He can't debate like J.D. Vance. He can't speak like Vivek Ramaswamy. No, they might be better debaters and communicators.
Politicians.
All that. They're real politicians.
Yeah.
But he's just getting on stage with the clout, with
he's
the
real.
aura,
he's real.
and he's funny.
He's honest.
And he's telling people, I'm going to get rid of transgenders in sports. Woo-hoo! That's what people want. That's literally all it is. That's literally
normalcy.
The terror's been messing us. Europe's been doing this to us. Oh, that sounds about right. Let's do that. That's all it is. We don't want the
it's common sense.
Literally, all they did was come on stage and say, we have to fight this king.
Yeah.
This racist king.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a problem, bro. Because not everybody's going for the freaking smears. But dumbasses are, which these dumbasses are. Because the only thing they point out is things that he's done or said. Oh, what he said on Twitter. Oh, he's racist.
Not a policy. They haven't given a policy yet.
The idiot's not going for that shit.
That we are heading down the exact same path that we have been on all along. These political types are very slick, and they get you to believe that everything's different now. Now we're going to be wonderful people, and we're not going to be doing this to the populace anymore. And that is absolutely not true.
All right, we're going to talk more with Dr. Ben Carson. We'll be right back.
They keep cooking their ass.
Back with Dr. Ben Carson.
And I wanted to follow up. You talked about the endorsement. Was anything promised to you, and what role do you see yourself in?
No, nothing was promised, nor would I accept anything. The fact of the matter is, my interest all along, even in running for president, is to save this country for the next generation. And
what role would that be in the Trump administration?
Very deeply at how that is going to be done, and. I'm going to be working on healthcare. Going to be working on education, which is.
I'm sorry, I don't want to pause it again. He's a surgeon. He doesn't need the money. Some people are genuinely just concerned about the country. Like Vivek, billionaire. It's billionaires to just be like, man, this shit's bad, and I want to help.
Yeah,
that's not possible.
That's what Trump did.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. He's a fucking surgeon.
Working on healthcare. Going to be working on education, which is an incredibly important part of a vibrant society. If you look at our military right now, you take people between the ages of 17 and 24 who are applying to the voluntary military, 71% are rejected. 71%.
Based on?
Physical, mental, or educational deficits, educational being by far the biggest. It is putting us at risk as a nation, not fixing our educational system. These are things that need to be worked on, things that I've discussed with Donald Trump. But also, I have to look at everybody who's available. And, you know, Case is just not going to make it.
I love Kasich.
Okay? He's not going to make it, okay?
He's still there. Some people aren't. They're still there.
Right. Cruz is not going to be able to draw people from the middle or the other side of the aisle.
True.
And you look at the number of people from everywhere who are coming for Trump. I mean, record numbers of people.
Yeah.
I don't believe the polls. The polls are used to manipulate people.
Okay, so I'm learning a lot about politics on this show. So this is what I know. Right now we're talking about what if there is a brokered convention, right? And what would the alternative candidate be? Because in the pool, Paul Ryan and other people are being talked about.
Right.
Do you really think that Trump is correct in saying that people will, you know, be up in arms, quote unquote riot, he said that, if they did not choose him as the nominee?
I don't think that there would be a physical riot, but I think it would absolutely destroy the Republican Party. There is no way that people who are coming in droves now to support Trump enthusiastically are just going to say, oh, well, whoever you pick is going to be fine.
Is that responsible of him to say, you know, they'll be rioting? I mean, sort of throw gasoline on the fire like that? Is that responsible?
That's really not the point. I mean, we can look.
But what's the point?
Well, no, we can look at all these.
They really may not get it, guys.
No, it's not. They're trying to push a narrative. They're going to fight their hardest to push a narrative. They're trying to bait him into something. They're trying to get him to fall into the media narrative that they're trying to push. They're trying their fucking hardest. This is when they was rookies at it, because they've gotten a lot more annoying and persistent in their ways now. But this is what you call a masterclass at not taking bait. They're trying to bait him into making a negative comment, to saying, well, I'm wrong. Oh, I didn't think of it like that. You stupid idiots think you know more than him? Really?
He's a doctor.
Really?
A sergeant.
No. It's a desperate attempt to try to draw him off guard, but you can't, because obviously his opinion is rooted in something. And when your opinion is rooted in something, you just gonna draw from what is rooted in, and he's speaking facts.
This powder does 3 things that they will charge you $10,000 for, but the FDA approved it, so they're screwed. 1, it releases stem cells from your bone marrow. 2, makes you 27% harder to kill. 3, it floods everything with nitric oxide. It's like going to the clinic and ordering the entire menu with stem cell therapy as the cherry on top, but it's chocolate and it costs a fraction of that. And if you think I'm exaggerating, listen to this. Dr. Simon Mills, one of the top herbal medicine researchers in the entire world.
Dark chocolate is a medicine, end of. One of the best medicines around is 50 grams, 100 grams of 75% or more dark chocolate. Brain health as well, cardiovascular health. They do studies where they've put cocoa into volunteers, that means students usually, so young kids, and they were able to show changes in the blood flow within minutes, certainly within an hour of eating cocoa. Beneficial changes in your blood flow.
They call it the heart medicine.
Yeah, heart, circulation, brain, but it also, of course, we know it contains a few other beneficial stimulating effects, sort of similar to the effects of coffee, which certainly, as I've already said, is a medicine as well. But cocoa and chocolate does have a...
But here's where people get it wrong. The flavanols, that part that actually does anything, gets destroyed when chocolate is processed. Regular chocolate has 50 milligrams of dead flavanols. This Black Forest high flavanol cocoa powder has 12,000 milligrams of pharmaceutical extracted flavanols. Normally, you can't claim benefits in the supplement world, but the FDA signed off on a health claim saying that cocoa flavanols support heart health and reduce cardiovascular risk. And trust me, I don't care about the FDA, but the evidence on this stuff was so strong, they can't ignore it.
Studies show the brain gets sharper 8.6 faster in cognitive tests. Blood flow where it counts, 80% improvement. And the heart gets stronger, 27% less death. All proven through a 21,000 human case study trial conducted by Harvard. These results were so definitive that the FDA had to approve it, and they never do that. They take this stuff from the finest cocoa, they extract the flavanols, and they concentrate it into this, made right here in the USA. Choosing between this and slow death, I think you have an obvious choice here. Don't be an idiot. I dropped the link here. pick it up. And listen, Black Forest is doing something special for the 4th of July. They've never done it before. Buy one, get one free across the entire store. Every single product, including their best-selling cocoa formula. And on top of that, they're throwing in a free bottle of NMN with every single order. Yeah, you heard that right. A free NMN on every single order.
That's really not the point. I mean, we can look.
But what's the point?
Well, no, we
we
can look at all these things that politicians and people in the political sphere say.
Yeah.
Or we can say, what are the true issues? It's sort of like what's going on with some of these rallies.
Gotta break it down to them.
Where, you know, we've seen some violence.
All of his antics are covering over the true issues. That's the problem. His antics are covering over the true issues.
Right, the true issue is
the
the First Amendment of America and the freedom of speech. And we need to be looking at those kinds of issues. Everybody needs to be looking at those issues, not just one side or the other side. And the fact of the matter is, when you look at these rallies that are going on, do you ever see that happening in a Clinton or Bernie Sanders rally?
They're not promoting that.
No, you don't.
Why not?
Why not?
Because people on the right don't do that. People on the left do that.
And people on the left don't say, you know, go punch him if you want to, or I take him out on a stretcher. I haven't heard that on the left.
Yeah, but you're missing my point.
What's your point?
What is the point?
What is it?
You're missing the point. The point is that we have to focus on the things that are essential to America, like First Amendment rights,
border security,
not personalities. That's the problem. We always want to focus on personalities.
But you've met with Donald Trump.
That was extremely well said. We don't care about the personality. Maybe he said some mean things that I can't condone. Maybe he has posted things that I cannot condone. But
maybe he got a picture with different.
But maybe he closed the border, and that's great for national security. And now millions of unchecked people are not coming in the country and committing crimes. Maybe he lowered taxes. Maybe he got Iran from not having a nuclear weapon. Maybe he is for capitalism and I'm in a capitalist
society. Maybe he found all the fraud.
Maybe he's for Christian values, even though he might not be the biggest Christian, but his policies he puts in place affect Christianity better.
But he said grab her by the pussy. I'm cool with it. I'm great with it.
I really think the simple thing going on here is that the simple point that he made here, we're focused too much on personality. No, we're not weird. You are. And the left does this thing where they focus on likability. Oh, I like him. He's so nice. He's so personable. I don't give a fuck about any of that.
Emotion.
As he said before, tell me a current day politician that doesn't lie. They're all slick. They all sell you a dream. Things are going to be different now. They play this likability game, and I don't give a shit because I think all politicians are slimy. I think they all lie. At the end of the day, who is bringing what's essential for America, and who do I think is going to stand on that? That's what I vote upon.
A prime
it's
example
really simple.
of that is Karen Bass and Brandon Johnson. They're the prime example.
People like them when they just let murder happen in their cities over and over again and let the murderers out.
But
they do what people like.
What do we notice about these people? I'm not even going to try to say a certain
All
type
right,
of
brother.
people.
Democrats. You say Democrats.
No. From these body cams. Emotion is everything.
It's everything.
That's facts.
It is. They're very emotional.
So these people
Black people
here,
are extremely emotional.
They just, I guess emotion is everything. They're willing to go to jail, brother.
They are.
And they got kids at the house. She said, I got kids. I wanted to buy the kids. She said, I had kids at the house. They were finna let you go.
They were. All you had to do was give your name.
They don't care about nothing. Because with the best thing to
you
do as a mother
disrespected me
was to go home to your children.
But they can't add that. See, but logic gets clouded whenever emotion takes over.
So let's vote for the damn worst person ever, Kamala Harris, and let's ruin the
because it makes me feel good. It's like the hedonism. Everything on the left is hedonism. Whatever you want, whatever you like. You know, if you feel like you want to be a woman, if you feel like you want to, feel like you want to do drugs, let's help them do drugs.
They also went as far as saying Joe Biden was okay.
We have to focus on the things that are essential to America, like First Amendment rights, not personalities. That's the problem. We always want to focus on personalities.
But you've met with Donald Trump behind closed doors. Have you seen any evidence that he's really not the bombastic, sort of baiting personality?
You said there were the two.
Are there two Donald Trumps?
There are.
Well, which one is running for president? Which one?
Who have you seen? Tell us who you have seen.
Well, I have seen a man who's actually willing to sit down and engage in deep, serious conversations about the problems that affect our country.
Well, why is he holding out on America?
I have seen a man who actually recognizes that he doesn't know everything.
And he doesn't think that's going to work in his election if he shows that side of him? Or is that more of like a male thing? I have to show. Yeah, is that more of a male thing?
I think you're going to see more of that side of him coming up.
So he might be, so in fact,
did you
what
notice?
you're saying
Did
is
you
he might
notice
be,
in the
he
last?
might be fooling his own constituency.
Did you notice in the last debate that he wasn't nearly as bombastic?
Yes.
Did you notice that?
I did.
That he's transitioning now into general election.
But sir, you know,
I think you're going to continue to see that.
I'm sorry.
But again, there's no perfect person.
So,
You need
no,
to
there isn't a
understand that.
perfect person, but if you're running for president of the United States of America, a country which has said to other countries, bring me the folks that you need who need freedom. We're here for you. When you talk about Mexicans being rapists and murderers, when you talk to women, if he had spoken to your wife the way he's spoken to some of these women, would you take that, sir?
Let me tell you something. When you're very nice, you're very respectful, you talk about the real issues and not get into all these issues, where does it get you? It gets you where it got me. Nowhere. Okay.
No. So is that what this is about?
No,
it can't be about that.
No, but here's my point. My point is he and some of the other politicians, they do what people want. They say what people want to hear. They appeal to people.
That's how Hitler got in, sir. That's how Hitler got in.
Yeah, but
you were a voice.
That's a bit of a reach.
You were, okay.
And it's an important voice, and it needs to be out
Are
there.
you suggesting?
But we have.
Are you suggesting that the people of Nazi Germany wanted what Hitler pushed?
Hold on.
That's
to do
insane
is recognize that we have to work with what we have, not necessarily with what we ideally would want. And we, the people, are largely responsible. We have to be willing to stand up for what we believe, the people of the United States, because the politicians will respond to that.
This is true. So, folks, get out and vote for who you think is going to run the country, whoever it is. Thank you for coming back, Dr. Ben Carson. We will.
These people.
So they go from saying, "Oh, I don't like what he says," and he says, "Well, he says what people want," and she's like, "Well, that's what Hitler wanted." After just saying, "Well, I focus on the personalities more." So what is it? Do you want them to have a personality that you want and say the things you want, or do you
policies?
Exactly. Like it's like, what do you base your politics off of?
It's an emotion, identity. They base it off of identity every single time.
That's purely what it is. They like to.
I'm
play
a Democrat.
The game.
I'm black.
I
Vote
can't
for the
believe
Democrat.
they said Joe Biden was okay, and Jill Biden came out and said, actually, Joe Biden had a stroke on the debate stage.
He was not okay at all. That was one of the most just
like we
fulfilling. Just like we knew, because we used to do so many reactions about him being old. Like we had probably done maybe 100. And then when the debate came, I was like, "There's gonna be no way he's gonna be able to go up there."
Do this.
I remember where we were in Atlanta. I remember in that studio we were watching it, and I was like, "This."
They were okay with him being the president, like a guy that can't move, that has a diaper.
They were okay with that.
They were like, they're that emotional.
They start arguing about golf.
Like we won't even consider Donald Trump.
Yeah, you see, you remember the dude who was like working the background of our studio? He was not at all on the right. He was a black dude, and then I remember like he was like, "Dang, so y'all rock with Trump?" He wasn't like far. He was kind of like a centrist dude, and then he was like, after there the whole time he was like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Joe Biden is not ready."
Like, what can we do about that? Then they throw Kamala up there and everybody
and they lied. Yeah, exactly. That's why they asked. They said on this very show, "What are you gonna do different than Joe Biden?" Oh, nothing.
Can't think of
well, the whole
anything.
country's not happy under him. If you're gonna do nothing different, then why would we vote for you?
Yeah, she just
racist.
That's why the racism and the sexism.
Hey, bro, who was the dude that was crying, bro? That be on seeing the Bakari.
And the other dude, Van Jones.
Van Jones,
He didn't cry, though.
Bakari,
He was like,
Eddie
2016.
Glaude,
He did
Eddie
cry,
Glaude, all of them cried.
If you cry on TV as a grown ass
them
man
cried.
because of the president, you a whole ass nigga.
Because he's a king, man. All right, guys. Let's know what y'all think Ben Carson cooked their ass.